Hey, how you guys doing? It's Coach T from CT Training with another episode of Sports Talk. A very special guest today, coming from Long Beach, my hometown. I wanted to bring her out as well because I wanted to talk about the other side of women's sports. A lot of women's sports don't get a lot of credit, and these young ladies put a lot of work in, as well as young men athletes. Well, I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
My name is Evelyn Sablan. I am from Long Beach, California. Born and raised. I now play softball at Cal State Fullerton and graduated from Long Beach Poly.
All right. What position did you play?
I grew up playing infield my whole life, and then when I got to college, I ended up being an outfielder. So now I'm currently in the outfield.
Okay, that's good. It was crazy how we met. Like I said, I was blessed to meet you your freshman year at Poly High School. A friend of mine introduced me, told me that you wanted to work out conditioning. I was like, okay, a freshman, And I was like, let's see how this goes, because sometimes freshmen in high school, when they start varsity, their mind is like up here. So when you came, you was real humble, and I loved that you are a hard worker, and the crazy thing was when I first saw you play, you amazed me because a lot of people think because you play one position or you transfer to another position, it's easy. Oh no, it's not easy. First base is first base, second base is second base, but when they put you a back catcher, I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's the hardest. That's the hardest position in baseball. People don't get it. Besides pitching, but back catcher was, and you was doing your thing. Kind of made me happy because I played back catcher my whole life, and to see you play was like, wow, this is raw talent. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't get it. It's hard to switch positions and stuff like that, especially at softball. But what's your favorite position you like to play?
I love playing infield. Yeah, kind of sucks like that I don't play there now, but I mean like there's times where like on break and stuff I'll play slow pitch with my dad and I'll play infield, like have fun and just like play around out there. So yeah, I'd say second base is like my best position. That's the position I was recruited to play in, okay. And then it didn't work out that way, but yeah, I would say infield, definitely.
Right. So what about like we say, you come out of Poly High School, Long Beach Poly, and the tradition they bring, was that a big deal for you to come out of that school and get recruited?
Yeah, so actually in softball it works different. So you mostly get recruited by travel ball.
Okay.
So I committed to Cal State Fullerton when I was 15. So I was at the end of my freshman year, and the rules have changed now. So in order to commit, you have to be a junior. That's the rule. So back then when I was playing, there's kids like in 8th grade, 9th grade that were committing to like big schools. So yeah, it was a lot of pressure definitely coming in as a 14-year-old kid playing with 17, 18-year-old women. So yeah, it's no joke. And it works the same way in college too. I came in 18 years old playing with kids that were like 23, 24. So
grown women.
Yeah, it's a big deal. But yeah, like I said, a travel ball is where you get recruited. So you have to do what you have to do. And my parents sacrificed. I was playing on a team all the way in Corona from Long Beach. Oh, so yeah, we'd have to do the drive at least twice a week. And I mean, that's how dedicated I was back then, to get out of Long Beach and get a career and an education.
Okay. People don't see the backstories of what athletes go through, or even like you just said right now, how softball recruiting is different, because high school football, you go straight to the school,
high school,
and you say it goes to travel ball, like I said, people don't see that, what the struggles what athletes go through. And how do you feel about women, how women's sports get looked at? What do you feel? Because like I said, my daughter played basketball, and you guys put in work, a lot of work in, and y'all deserve the respect as the way men get respected. So how do you feel about the game that women play?
I definitely think that's gotten better. Like the support and being in the public's eye has gotten a lot better. I'm not very much of a fan when it comes to other sports because I'm just so much into softball. Yeah. But like I'll tell you right now that I've never seen like this much attention on March Madness for women. Like that's something that like it's all over the news and I mean on sports channels. So I think that's awesome. Like seeing definitely the women's basketball getting out there. Also, I think softball too has gotten so much bigger. The pros have gotten better. Maybe because I'm just a softball player and I see it all over my timeline on social media, but I literally see it everywhere. So I think that's like a first step in the right direction. I definitely think that there's still some like areas of improvement that we can get in women's sports, but how it was before in the past and how it is now, I definitely think there's been like a bigger improvement.
Yeah, because like the USA women's soccer. Oh man, that
Oh
one
yeah,
year
yeah, that
they
one
won.
year.
It was just it was up there, you know, and still. Even though they got high rated, it was just the respect they still didn't get as when they did, you know what I mean? But they got a lot of respect, but it was not that much as they should have, you know. So like I said, you coming up Poly, the transfer from high school to college. How was that different? How did that feel? You know, like you said, you played as a young age of 14 coming to high school, but then 18 and playing with grown women. How did it feel?
The transition was definitely hard. I chose to go to school close by, not far, because I'm really close to my family. So living without them was already a big transition for me. And then having to get up at like 5:30 in the morning to go to weights, and then going to practice, and then going to class after, and then study hall. So like it was always like I'm on the run, I'm on the go. So there's never really a time for me to like kind of get in my feelings, if that makes sense. So I was more of like kind of distracted. I was also really close to my teammates, the ones that were in my class that I came in with. So it was a big transition, and definitely on the field too. There wasn't like somebody like yelling at me like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like, what are you doing? Like, it was more of like, you're a grown athlete, like you got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
And it's also like, how bad do you really want it? Like, are you gonna put your extra work in, or are you not? And they're not gonna tell you yes or no. It's just how bad you want it. So it was definitely more of like an independent thing. But I also think that it like prepped me for the adult life. So,
and being a student athlete, the transactions from, like I said, high school, when you went from high school to college, I know your schoolwork was up here, you know, and the grades and everything, and you know, like you just said, how you have to be up early in the morning and go to weights and do all that. How was that so different from high school?
We didn't have weights.
No, but I'm talking about as education-wise.
Oh, education-wise? So actually in college I got like so much help. Like you'd be surprised, like at my school at least, like we have something called the study hall and stuff. So we have like our guidance counselors that like literally like sit down with us for once a week and like let us know like through all our classes, like what do you have to do, what quizzes do you have, what tests do you have, basically like what's going to be due in like the next week or something. So that really helped me. I was also an avid in high school and middle school, so that like also kind of already prepped me for it. But the schoolwork is definitely harder. There's essays, there's like, and it's more of like kind of like teaching yourself. So the professors are they're okay, they're good, but like there's some stuff that you really have to like teach yourself.
And then when you guys are traveling, how does that homework or that schoolwork go?
I really try to get it done before we travel. That's like a big thing for me, because when they send out our traveling itinerary, we're like always on the go, like practice, dinner, team meals, and all that. So like you really either have to get it done before the road, or you're probably gonna stay up from like 7-ish in that afternoon until like you have to go to sleep and do your homework. So I prefer to just get it done beforehand so I can chill.
All right. How we talked about Poly High School, the tradition they have. You know, what did you love about high school?
I love that I was having a lot of fun. I think when I look back on like softball, the most fun that I had was probably in high school. I played with kids that had never picked up a softball before. And it was fun to just like, I even learned some stuff off of them that I didn't even know. So I just love the friendships that I built in high school. I still talk to some of my teammates from high school that they don't play anymore, but they just love the game. Yeah. So I definitely love that. My coaches in high school too were like, I still talk to my coach now. I go work out with her sometimes and see her. And she's always there for me as a mentor. So I just love the relationships that I built with my teammates and my coaches.
Okay. So, what out of your experience from high school and college, what would you pass down, or what would you like other young ladies that's following your footsteps? Because, like I said, there's a lot of, like you said, social media wise now, it's up there, you know, and you see so much athletes that's trying to get out. One of my good friends of mine, Jackson LaSam, his daughter, I guess, is one of the top softball girls, and the work that she puts in is fabulous. You know what I mean? It's work, and it looks like, you know, a lot of people when they train or they practice or whatever, they feel like they're getting forced.
Yeah.
But when I see her, it's like, boom, she's willing to learn and being coachable. And that's what, like I said, I loved about you too as well. You're coachable. You know, you willing to even switch positions just to make your team better or do something to help your team out. And that's what I loved about you. And you did what you had to do for your team. And with your experience, what would you tell these young ladies coming behind you? What would you do? What would you tell them what they needed to do?
There's always this advice that my dad had told me years ago when I was playing in travel ball. And I remember we were sitting in the car, and it wasn't like one of my best performances of my softball. And he had told me, he was like, well, if you're going to do something, like be good at it, like be great at it, you know? So that's always an advice I would give myself, like younger wise to like younger generations, and even like my future self, is if you're going to do something, whatever it is, like be good at it, and whatever it takes to just do that.
Okay. You know, I now train my son because he wants to play football. And it's, like I said, it's kind of hard when you train your own child. But I give him something like a little advice. You know, you can accomplish anything that if you push yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you don't push yourself, you cannot accomplish what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I like it. It's just to see you play in the day that you invited me to your signing. I was kind of upset because my work schedule was kind of hard and I wasn't able to go, but it felt like, you know, you cared about me to invite me to your important day of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I felt bad because I wasn't there. I'm like, man, but I just saw your pictures, and I'm proud of you on the things that you accomplished, especially being a young lady in this world of athletes. You know, you accomplished a lot. If anybody would like to follow you, you know, on social media, you know, well, what would your Instagram name if they would like to follow you?
Like, what is it? It's just my first name, Evelyn, and then a dot in the middle, and then my last name, Sablan.
Okay. So in college, I'm now getting into education, and I see how important education is. You know, like athletes, all we want to do is play sports.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just hard to be a student athlete. Your degree, what is your major?
Majoring in criminal justice and minoring in human services.
Okay. So, how do your grades look like?
They're pretty good. Yeah, I'm passing all my classes as of right now.
Okay.
I was supposed to graduate this spring, but because of COVID, I'm staying in minoring in human services. And I was just doing my schedule for this fall that's coming up, and I only have one full schedule, and then in the spring I'll only take 2 classes and I'll be done.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a lot easier they try to put my busy schedule in the fall because we're in the off season,
Off-season, yeah.
And then in the spring they make it a lot lighter.
Okay, with the pandemic, how did that hurt you guys?
Oh, it hurt a lot. Yeah, our fans weren't there. I don't know if I told you this, but our team was Big West champs 4 years in a row, and our last game of the season, we only needed to win 1 game to win against Long Beach State, and we actually lost all 3. But it was a bummer because we didn't have fans. They had their fans, so it plays a huge role when you don't have your people in there. My parents didn't get to see me play for like 2 years, so yeah, it kind of sucked because of the pandemic, but it definitely changed a lot of stuff. They just took off our mask mandate in the weight room so we could finally work out without like huffing and puffing in there.
I understand that feeling.
Yeah.
Like I said, you accomplished a lot, you know. How can I say this? For the future, what is your plan?
So after I graduate, I plan on going straight to the police academy.
Okay.
And either gonna try to be a cop, highway patrol, border patrol officer, or I'm trying to think of what else I was thinking of. Probably sheriff's department. So somewhere around there. I mean, I'm trying to see what I can also do with my human services minor. Probably become some type of like counselor or something as well. But yeah, that's my plan, to probably become in the criminal justice system.
Okay. So, as an athlete, how would your coaches describe you as an athlete?
Definitely energetic. I'm like always loud, and they always like emphasize how my energy is like, I guess, contagious. I'm coachable. I'm willing to do anything I can for my team. So move positions if that means anything, or even if I'm not playing, I'm gonna sit there and cheer for my teammates in the dugout. So definitely a team player. Trying to think what else they could say about me. Definitely gritty for my size. A lot of college girls are like 6 foot, but I'm like 5'0", and I'm trying to hang in there with them. So definitely my coach would call me clutch. Yeah. About it.
And it's crazy how softball, the way the pitches, the way y'all pitch the ball underhand. You know, people think that looks easy. I can hit off a girl. The way they flick that ball and it comes to you, I know it's just mad crazy to hit the ball. Well, you used to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So on Instagram, on social media, I guess a young lady, a pitcher, I got all the football players are talking about, we could hit off of you.
Oh, it was actually my friends at UCLA.
Oh, yeah?
It was the UCLA team.
And she struck out I think
She
half the
struck
team.
out, yeah, half the team. And I was like, yeah. It's easy said than done. Shit, I'm in college, and sometimes it gets me too.
I started laughing because when I started playing like slow pitch, how they throw the ball up, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's hard too.
I'm gonna destroy this ball.
Yeah.
And we went to practice, played with a couple of my friends. I'm thinking I'm gonna hit it out of the park. I swung. I think I almost broke my back.
Yeah, the slow pitch is hard
It's
too.
just weird how it comes down. People think it's so easy, but when I saw that social media with that young lady, it was just like it was all just a laugh because those boys was getting striked out.
Yeah.
You know, but as the same thing, what would your team describe you as?
When I'm in the dugout, I mean, that's like, we always talk crap about the other team. So we're always talking crap, like getting in the other coaches' ears and stuff. So I like to be like, not petty, but like more of like a distraction, I guess you could say. I'm definitely like kind of in my own world when I'm playing in the game. So I'm kind of like in my own head. I don't really like try and talk to people. Sometimes I just try to stay focused. But other than that, I'm like always cracking jokes with people. Like I'm always trying to lighten up somebody's day out there, because that game, softball, can be really stressful mentally. So like whenever I see my teammate down, like I always like kind of like push her and like tell her a joke. Like, who cares, bro? Like, it's okay. Like, you get another at bat. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, just always trying to lighten somebody else up. So that's pretty much what I am. More of like giving to other people, not really like trying to focus in my own stuff, because it's a team sport. So try to do my best to just lighten up somebody's day out there.
Okay. And two, like we said earlier, a lot of people don't get, and it's almost every sport, every boys and ladies, they go through the same thing. They play one position in high school, but when they go to college, they might have to transition to another position. And it happens to a lot of people, you know. And people doesn't get that because they thinking they're gonna play one position. That's why I tell a lot of people, whatever sport you learn, try to learn them all, because you might go for one position, get recruited for, and then you might be playing a whole different position.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when they did that to you?
Well, it happened in high school. You saw me.
Yeah,
I was a shortstop. When I wasn't even a shortstop, I was a third baseman, second baseman at the time. So I played short my whole life in high school. And then I even caught in high school for a year. I did not like catching, but my dad knew I didn't like it either. But I mean, I can't tell a coach no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that's going to dictate whether you play or not, like, you know, I've always even had respect for adults in general, coaches, uncles, aunts. So I can't tell somebody no. So when my coach is telling me like, hey, like I want you in the outfield, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I try to make it as simple as possible. I just try to tell myself, just catch the ball. It's in the air, it's a pop fly, just like if you're at second base and you got a pop fly, like, you know.
Yeah.
But man, it was hard. Like I'm telling you, being an outfielder in softball is like being a wide receiver in football. Like you're running routes to try to get to the ball by like the closest angles and running through the ball and throwing it. Like it's definitely different to the throwing because you have to throw overhand in outfield, and in the infield you're so used to throwing sidearm.
Yeah.
So it was definitely different, but I mean, with the reps and just practicing there and stuff, I kind of like, I didn't really force myself to like it because after a while I was like, hey, this is fun, like, you know. But yeah, it was hard, but I got the hang of it because I was so used to playing so many other positions. I was like, well, this can't hurt me.
So describe your first college game. How was that?
I think my first college, like, actually hit a home run my first college at bat. Okay. So that was my first at bat, my first career hit, and I hit a home run to left field, and it was raining that day too. So I think it ended up being the walk-off hit. So that was my first, and I think when I did that, I kind of like, I doubted myself in the beginning because I was like, I'm a freshman, like I have to earn my way in the lineup, and you know, so prove myself. But when I definitely hit that, I kind of like had like a little bit of like confidence in myself. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, you know, you did a good job. Like I said, coming from high school to college, and you got an extra year because of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you happy about that?
I am. Yeah. I had to decide earlier this fall if I wanted to stay or come back. And a part of me was like, yeah, like I can't wait to get into the adult life and graduate, and my parents have been waiting for this my whole life. And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't think I want to hang up my cleats yet. So I was like, I definitely want to stay one more year and play as long as I can, because it's only lasts so long until I have to go into the real world. So yeah, no, I'm definitely going to stay.
Would you ever try out for the USA team?
I'd probably go try out for Team Mexico, not USA. Probably Team Mexico, or I don't know, try and see if I could play overseas for a year and see that, get that experience. But if not, then I'm okay with going to the academy. I kind of came into college to get my education because I'm the first one in my family.
Oh, okay,
so yeah.
Cool. You know, like I said, I wasn't really into school, but I had to play. I had to go to school just because I wanted to play, you know. But people don't understand, and that's why I talk to a lot of athletes. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard, and not to be hard on people, but they don't get being an athlete where it could take you to.
Yeah.
You know, the work that you put in, you know, a lot of kids, if they're gonna play sports, it's okay to have fun. I'm not saying, I'm not knocking it off. But some people don't get that where sports could take you to. Just like you came from Long Beach Poly, you did your thing, and now you got a free ride to Cal State Fullerton. And all that hard work that you put in, all that time and nights, and you know, look where it got you. You know, that's why I tell people, if you're gonna play sports, if you're gonna be serious, especially in high school, you gotta be 110%, because sports could take you far.
Yeah.
You know, and people don't think like that. Some people think, okay, I don't know. It just, I push people, especially athletes, and I'm hard, but because I know where this could take you to. You know, and if you're gonna waste a coach's time or a trainer's time, and you want to have fun, that's great. I'm not knocking that off.
Yeah.
But if you're serious and you want to get out of where you're coming from, this is not just educational wise, but sports and both together can get you far.
Yeah.
You know, like your grade average in high school, that mattered in your recruiting, you know.
Yeah, I definitely think that's true, because I didn't even think I was going to make it this far. Like, my dad was just putting me in random sports, and then I think softball was just the last one, and ever since then I've just been playing it. And that was when I was like 10, so I didn't even know it could get this serious. Like, my dad and I didn't even know college softball existed. So I definitely agree that it's crazy.
So how did you feel when you got your offer?
I was very emotional because I didn't even know, like, at first I was like, whoa, like, this is like when I went on my visit and everything, I just thought it was crazy. And my mom and dad were both like super happy for me because like I didn't realize like how much they sacrificed for me, like money wise too, because it's expensive.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, but I don't even know. It was like I still have like pictures and videos of like when I like committed the day of. So it's definitely like something that I'm never gonna forget, you know. So yeah, it was.
So that day that you signed that letter to be committed.
I was waiting for that. That was because I committed when I was like 15. Yeah. So like I was like, oh yeah, like I just verbally committed. You know, it didn't mean anything. Then like I hit my junior year, and I was like, dang, this is it. Like this is the year. Like I'm signing. Like I was.
Yeah, I still kick myself on myself because I wasn't there. But like I said,
it's okay.
I appreciated you inviting me that day because I know how much important that was to you, and to see you, you know, like I said, as a freshman year to your senior. Seeing you play and all that, and I was blessed. If people don't get it, I'm blessed because, like you said, you guys teach me and push me as well. You know, even though I coach you guys, I train you or whatever, you guys do push me and keep me motivated because every time I see you guys grow, it motivates me. You know, now you're about to be you're a junior this year, about to be a senior, but I know you since you were a freshman in high school, and all those years I still follow you, still conversate, we still talk. And you guys motivate me to be who I am as well. And I appreciate it. That's why I'm glad you came here because I wanted to show these young women that sports can help you and take you, and your hard work is seen.
Yeah.
You know, when you came training with me, you know, had you doing them stairs, those hills and all that stuff, you know, you never gave up.
Yeah.
You know, you always came, coach, I need help, coach, I need help. And I'm just blessed to be able to train you and see you grow, you know. And I do thank you for coming out. I appreciate it because I know you had a game yesterday.
Yeah, we had two actually. Yeah, we had
back to back, double
hitter.
Oh, I remember those days. Double hitters. You get what, a 30-minute rest and you come right back?
Yep, 30 minutes.
You know, but anybody, like I said, if you guys want to follow her, I'll post it up, you know, in the video to let you guys see who she is. But you're a great person, and I thank you so much, and I appreciate you coming out. You know, hope I could do this again with you in the future years, and you know. But all right, guys, another episode down. We're still a little nervous, but I want to thank everybody. Body Armor for supporting me, Loudmouth for supporting me, Game Breaker, and like I said, my clothing line. But we got more to come. Next up is going to be American girl softball player, Aaliyah. So she's coming out again. But please subscribe to my YouTube page and follow this video. All right, thank you. You guys have a good day.